Well, hello everyone. I hope everyone's doing all right. This is just a quick notification, really, more than anything else. I'm really excited about it. I've been wanting to do something like this for quite some time, probably for the last 3 years, really, and for one reason or another, it hasn't really panned out. But this year, this November, in fact, November the 8th, we are going to be putting on a comp. So it's going to be a fixed venue comp. There's a certain amount of spaces, obviously, because it is fixed venue, so we only have so many places available for everybody to fish. Now, I've been scratching my head trying to think of a name for it, and I've come up with the Isle of Wight open to all fishing competition. So name kind of gives it away, really. It's going to be open to everybody. It is a pegged comp, so basically what we'll do is before we do the comp, we'll do all the names, draw out numbers. Everyone's got a specific peg to go to, and then hopefully be able to fish from there. Under 16s will have to come with a guardian, so they can either fish on their own peg, or they can fish with their guardian on the same peg, on the same rod stand, if the guardian wishes to fish as well. It will be a 1-rod comp with 3 hooks, and a pennel will count as 2 hooks. So if you want to put a pennel on a 3-hook rig or a 3-snood rig, then you're only going to be able to fish with 2 snoods. One of those will be a single hook and one will be a pennel, counting for your 3 hooks. Now, ever since I wanted to do this, I've always wanted to do it differently, just because I'm a little bit different. So the way we're going to score this is no fish are going to be weighed and no fish are going to be measured either. So essentially, you're going to get a card when you do your sign on. You get a list of species, going through the card, species that we think you're going to be able to catch, that the committee's come up with, you know, whiting, dogfish, pouting, smooth hound, things like that. And then essentially on your first fish, you may be getting 5 or 10 points, however we decide to do it. Second fish, you'll maybe get 3 points or 5 points. And then on every fish after that, you'll get 1 point. So essentially you'll be able to accumulate points on those species. The more species you catch, the more points you'll get, obviously. And then at the end, we'll tally it all up. The top 5 adults will get a payout, cash prize. Everything that's paid in will be paid out. The top 3 juniors will also get separate prizes, because there's a separate prize pool for the juniors, which will be funded by myself, because juniors will be able to fish for free. So if you're under 16, you can fish for free. I don't know how we're going to go about proving it, but we'll just take honesty as the best policy. If you're under 16, you've got to fish with a guardian, and then you don't have to pay to fish, and there'll be a separate prize pot for you juniors. So the idea with the point system really is that we just didn't want to see any dead fish weighed in. There's quite a lot of competitions that happen across the UK and on the Isle of Wight. A lot of these big opens, and unfortunately you're still allowed to weigh dead fish in at a weigh-in, and that's why I've never fished one. People often ask why I'm not fishing any of the big comps that go on the island, and that's the one reason. The way that I would like to put this on is that there's no fish weighed in dead. And it'd be done completely on a point system, so every fish gets released, unless it's a bream, you want to keep it, you want to eat it. You catch a bass, you want to eat it. You catch a dogfish and you want to eat it, you're welcome to, and we'll figure that out near the time. So as I said, you'll get a card. When you've got your card, you'll be able to take that to your neighbour, so your neighbour is completely responsible for all your points. So this competition really, it does pay to be nice to everybody, because that one person might actually be in control of all of your points. And what you do is, as soon as you've caught a fish, you'll take your fish to your neighbour, because your neighbour will have your card, and then you'll mark it down. At the end, your neighbour will sign it. We'll bring everything back to a designated area at the very end. We'll tally all the points, and then we'll dish out the money, and hopefully everybody's enjoyed themselves. Hopefully everybody's caught a few fish. But that's what we're doing. So it will be Saturday, November the 8th. We'll more than likely be fishing from somewhere around 6 till 11, 5 till 11. I would like to stop at 11, because it's going to take a while to do all the tallying up, and I'm sure everybody would like to get home. So the last thing to say really is cost. So the sign on for this competition is going to be £10. We've kept it as minimal as possible. I would like to make the addition of potentially a voluntary donation to the Mountbatten charity on the Isle of Wight. Basically, they help a lot of people, and a lot of their funding by the NHS has actually been reduced this year. So I thought, even if we raise 100 quid, so it'd be a voluntary donation. When you sign on, you can opt to give £1, £2, £5, whatever. Nothing, it doesn't really matter. If we can raise a few quid, then we should really be trying. And then sign on. So sign on will be available from the 3rd of October. That's the Friday. So from Friday the 3rd of October, you'll be able to sign on with your £10, and you'll be able to do that at either Slamfish Bait and Tackle. You'll also be able to sign on with myself, and I'm going to try and make that online. So basically you'll be able to sign in online, pay your fee online, so you'll be paid in, and then I'll be able to take your name, put your name on the list, and then when you do turn up to the comp, because some people might not be able to make it to the shop, when you do turn up to the comp, you get your form and we'll be able to go from there. There will, however, have to be a fee, because when I sell anything online from the shop, I do incur costs, obviously, from transaction fee. So I'll work it out exactly. So if people don't mind paying an extra £1.20 or whatever it might be for that £10 sign on, you can do it that way as well. But yeah, hopefully we'll get a few people sign on. Like I say, it is a fixed venue. We'll let everybody know where the venue is when you sign on. I've got a place in mind. We've got a couple of places in mind, but essentially when you sign on, we'll let you know, and then hopefully we'll go from there. But I really do hope we get some of you turn up. If anyone wants to turn up from the mainland, then please feel free. Obviously contact me. It's going to be open to everyone. So there, put that in your diary. November the 8th, and that is the Isle of Wight open to all fishing comp. Cheers.